everyone, my name is Dr. Jodi Hunt, and I am an affiliate assistant faculty member here at the Neuhoff School of Ministry. I did write a recent reflection for Neuhoff Musings, but I was encouraged to do a video this week, and so here I am. I'm happy to join you, and this is my musing for the moment. Just so thinking about just life in general. And thinking about the pandemic and where we are today is very differently than we were 4 weeks ago. And I couldn't help but wonder how we sort of been attacked in a way and put like sort of this thorn in the side. And I'll give you a really good story to sort of explain this. I was working at my dining room table earlier this week, and I was just sitting there barefoot as I normally am around the house. And I was just sitting there and just working, helping the kids and just kind of sitting there. And all of a sudden I felt like this huge amount of pain in my foot. And it felt that someone had taken a shard of glass and just stabbed it between my toes. And it was awful. And I was at my parents' home because we had been isolating out into our country home in Comanche. And I yelled out to my mom, which is really interesting, and we'll get to that. I yelled out to my mom to come help me because I didn't know what was going on. And the first thing I was looking for is like, it must be a scorpion. That's the first thing. And then I saw a ball kind of crawl around, and then I thought, oh my goodness, it's a centipede. And so I'm yelling at my mom to come help me, as every child does, right? And my mother comes running out, and she's looking for the bug, and she finds it, and she's like, it's a yellow jacket. And I thought, oh, I felt so silly. But in the moment, I couldn't figure out what happened, and it was really, really painful. It was just a really funny moment. And then it was sort of like, well, who let the yellow jacket in the house? And what are the kids? And I'm like, I'm so happy my kids were not the ones that were stung. But it reminded me so much of what we are encountering today. I mean, think about that for a moment. Just 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, we were just humming along and enjoying our warm Texas winter, going through Lent, going through those valleys, and we were just being people. And we were just and for my family, I have 3 kids, 2 which are in school, normal everyday routines. We were looking forward to spring break and having just a 1 week break from doing the lunches and the homework and just really enjoying our farm life. And we were looking forward. For myself, I had made arrangements for my mother, my middle child, and I were planning a trip to London, and we were getting prepped up for that. We were going to go to London. We're going to go to this conference for my digital theology conference, and we're going to go and we're going to see the sights and get in a couple of days. And my mom had never been to London, so she was really excited. And my middle child, who loves travel, was really excited too. And we were all preparing for this really joyful hope. It's going to be Easter and spring break, and the Texas wildflowers were coming out. And then suddenly, just much like that yellow jacket, our world ended. And we find ourselves isolated in our homes. That pain, that undescribable pain that comes with losing out on our school years and having to lose out on trips and holidays and, time to relax and barbecues and baby showers and all these things and weddings and gone in an instant. And the pain is a lot like that. I'm sitting at the dining room table, out of nowhere, jammed pain. And that's how this pandemic has been. But what's different is that we have the joyful hope. We're still sitting in the octave of Easter. How wonderful that even in the midst of all the pain and the isolation, that on Easter morning, we still went outside, we looked up to the heavens, and we said, glory be. He has risen. And so despite all that pain, we know there's a joyful hope that in the coming days, and now that we look into Easter, we get 50 days to celebrate, and then we have Pentecost, that Christ is still with us and has always been with us. And how beautiful that is. Now, looking back to my moment too, and I wanted to sort of kind of rein in on this. In the midst of that pain, the first thing I yelled out to was to my mother. How many of us yell out to the Heavenly Mother in the midst of these times, right? I see rosaries happening. I want to say that I've never seen so many Catholics gather online to pray the rosary together in my lifetime, or perhaps ever. I mean, when you go to my mass on Sunday and Saturday, they usually have like 30 minutes before they gather together. There may be 5 people saying the rosary. Right now, what I've seen online, I've seen 12,000 people gather together virtually to say the rosary together. How incredible it is that in the midst of this pain, we're reaching out and latching on to our Heavenly Mother and asking her, please help us. Help us find the way. Help us find where this pain is coming and offer us hope, offer us the solution. Intercede on our behalf. Find God. We need Him. And these coming days, as you continue to look and reflect on Easter, and as we begin to prick those thorns out of our sides and get rid of that pain, keep yourself in prayer. I know we're praying for each other, and I know we're praying for everyone else, and we're praying for those who are on the front lines, and we're praying for those who have no family, and all those different things. But ask our Mother to intercede on your behalf too, because it is painful. This is a very painful time. And we need prayers just as much as our neighbors and just as much as the person who's down the street. Keep yourself in prayer too. And don't forget to nourish that spiritual pain. The pain of not being close to the physical presence of God. The pain of knowing when we return to Mass, we most likely will be wearing masks, right? And we most likely will not be able to receive. Even though we'll be able to be physically present, we may not be able to receive for some time. That's really painful. So pray for your spiritual nourishment. And I'll pray for you too.